everybody, welcome back to Car Enormous. Today we're heading from the Gold Coast to Sydney, so it's about 830-kilometre drive, and it could be 2 hours of charging stop. So unfortunately, the charger we want to stop at is broken. So I have to try and get to the Grafton. So I'm going to ride with 9% battery. So I don't think I want to do that. It's just too risky. Uh, I've never yeah, I'm going to stop at another one in Byron Bay on the way down and just get a top up there because, yeah, I don't want to ride with a charger with 9%, especially it's only one charger by itself. If that one's broken, I'm stranded. So, so can you believe I've owned the Atto 3 now for 3 years? So December 22 was when I first picked up this car. 2 weeks after I drove to Queensland, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm actually driving back. So I was kind of hoping the chargers would be a little bit better, but because there's so many EVs on the road now, the chargers are even busier than what they were when I first got the car. So from a road trip perspective, yeah, and I've lost about 5% of my range of my battery in 3 years at 50,000 Ks. So, and the cars have actually improved more for road tripping. This has only got the 60 kilowatt hour battery, which is still pretty good. I didn't think I'd want a battery that's bigger than 60 kilowatt hours. But if you're doing a lot of long distance trips, yeah, you definitely go with a car with a bigger battery than 60 kilowatt hours. So you can get over 300 kilometers between charges. So yeah, so as a road tripping car, everything's good about this car except the range. So the noise level we're doing 105 now, and I would say this car's still way quieter than a internal combustion engine car. And it's smooth on the road. I'm using the autonomous driving at the moment, so autonomous cruise control. I set 105. And I just need to lightly hold the steering wheel. I don't need to touch the accelerator or the brake. So the car drives itself pretty well in these conditions. So it's quite comfortable to drive. The only thing better with this would be the Tesla with a full self-driving, but I'm not prepared to pay $150 a month to have that feature. But it does make me think twice about, is a Tesla Model Y my next car because of the possible features that car has, and it's very good. It's a very efficient car, very good on long range trips. So yeah. So there's also the Zeekr, which I really like. So it does have slightly the base model Zeekr. It has like a 67 kilowatt hour battery. So yeah. So yeah, there are special breeds of EVs designed for long distance road trips. So anything with an 80 kilowatt hour battery, that's going to be awesome on a long distance road trip, because you can get 400 Ks out of those cars before they need recharging. But yeah, have I been happy with the BYD in the past 3 years? Yes, I have. It's been a great car for my use case. So my use case is that I'm a commuter. I drive to and from work. This car's perfect. I charge on my solar at home, which means I get nearly free electricity. And then if I can't charge at home, the weather's bad or something like that, I use the AGL 8 cents per kilowatt hour off-peak charging for my car, which means I charge my car for around $4.80 for a full 60 kilowatt hour charge up. So yeah, this car's probably saved me about 12,000 in electricity 12,000 in fuel if I bought an ICE car in the 3 years that I've owned it. So it kind of makes up for the depreciation that's occurred with this car. So what depreciation has occurred? Well, I bought this car with some government grants, which means I saved around $5,000. So that brought the price down to $45,000 drive away. And now if I have a look online, these cars are selling for about like $30,000. So yeah, so in that 3 years, the car value's gone down 15,000, and I've saved 12,000 in fuel. So in my eyes, I've probably only lost around $3,000. So I think that's a pretty good deal for a car. Depreciation. Yeah, luckily we do have that saving of not having to service the cars. We still have to service the cars, but the saving is mainly in the not having to buy fuel each week. So I've just arrived at a charger. I was hoping to charge it, and that's Tyndale. And unfortunately, both chargers are offline. And there's also another Atto free stranded here. Luckily, he's going north, so I don't have to race him to the next charger. So I'm going south to Grafton. So I'm hoping I can charge there. So I'm hoping this is the first and last charger that I see that's not working. Unfortunately, the BYD is not good for long distance trips because you cannot charge it. Tesla chargers. So I've really got to think, is this the car for me? Because yeah, I know that they're rolling out that new harness to try and fix this problem, but yeah, it's constantly causing me issues not being able to charge at Tesla Superchargers, especially when you're driving long distance. And chargers when I drive is normally a busy time of the year, so the chargers, if they're not Tesla chargers, they're constantly busy. And there's cars that also get free charging for with the vehicle, so they're constantly charging at the free chargers, and so they could charge at Tesla, but they choose not to because they're getting it for free. I would do the same thing. So it really gives you a lot of anxiety if you can't charge the Tesla supercharger. So yeah. So anyway, so I've got my plan B. So that's stop at Byron Bay, and let's see how we go. See what happens to my range when we get to Byron Bay. Okay, so we just arrived at Byron Bay for a safety stop. So we arrived with 75% battery. So we're just going to stop here for 10 minutes, and we're up to 87 now. And the charging rate went from 50 kilowatts down to 31. So we've got our safety margin in order to get to the next charger, which was Grafton, which we probably could have got to, but I just want to be safe. So this charger's only 1 minute off the freeway. So off to Grafton for our next charging stop. So we were lucky at Byron Bay Charger. We were able to. There was one spot left, one spot taken. So we were lucky to drive straight in and just charge for 10 minutes. And we probably didn't need to because, as you can see, I put around 12% into the battery, and now it's saying I'm going to arrive on 31%. So would have arrived around 20%, but I still rather play it safe. It's a really good charge stop. It's only like 1 kilometer off the freeway, so I'm not really wasting any time. And yeah, I feel more comfortable arriving with 30% battery. That way, if there's something wrong with the one charger that we're stopping at, there is a possibility that we're not going to. We can drive somewhere else. Where that is, I have no idea, but at least it's somewhere. This video is sponsored by Carnomus Parts. We sell parts for BYDs, and mainly the BYD Frunk, the Atto-free Frunk. And also we have all these accessories, plus we also sell the Dolphin Frunk. If you got one of these cars, you can have a look at my website. I can post the Dolphin Frunk anywhere in Australia, but the Atto-free Frunk is pick-up only in Sydney, unfortunately. We only sell quality products that I've already checked to make sure they meet my higher standards. So I'm heading now to the next charger, which is Grafton, and unfortunately there's another EV in front of me, and there's only one charger at Grafton. So if this guy gets there before me and he needs to charge his car, it means an extra hour wait for me. So it's a BYD Seal in front of me, and then hopefully he's got his charge cable harness fixed, because if he does, there's no reason for him to stop. He could just go to a Tesla charger, but not looking good at the moment. so I could be beaten to the next charger. We'll have to see what happens when we get there. Well, I think we finally screwed up. Got to the charger. There's already two cars waiting, so I'm the third car waiting to charge. Don't know what to do now. So I think we're going to be stuck in Grafton for 3 hours. What a disaster. Okay, let's see what this charger is going to give us. I'm not expecting anything good because the guy before me said it was really slow. So it looks like I'm only going to get 23 kilowatts. I think that's kind of normal when you got one charger, 50 kilowatt charger doing two cars, so you get 25 each. So an hour and 42 minutes. Oh well, let's go for a walk. Really bad. NRMA. Really bad. Okay, so we let someone use our charger at Grafton because I knew I could make it to Coffs Harbour. Luckily, there was no one at the charger. Probably the reason why there's no one at this charger because they charge like 79 cents per kilowatt hour to charge your car. But the good thing is it's a fast charger, so just need to stop for 20 minutes and that'll be enough to get to Port Macquarie. The next stop, which is another 150 k's. So we'll see how we're going with the range. Okay, we just arrived at Frumstar. We left at 8:30. It's now 5:30. Oh my god, it's taken so long. And here's the two CCS chargers with the one parking spot. So we're just gonna start charging from here and go and have dinner. It's 5:30, close enough to dinner time. Got a nice ID Buzz next to me. Very, very nice car. Here's a little accessory I thought I'd show you. This is one of the boot strip lights all the way around the boot. I'll show you one time in the dark. But, just wiring there. It's really bright at night, but not very bright during the day. So just arrived at Kara Charger. I think I was supposed to get here with 20%, but I've actually got 17. How many kilometers have we done? 634. I started a bit late, but I'll make a correction for that. So just about to charge for the last time before we hit Sydney. So when we came up here, it was lunchtime on a Monday, and there was heaps of people here. 5 cars waiting to charge. What a difference it makes when you travel outside of peak hour. Absolutely nobody here. So, oh man, these cables are heavy. Oh, okay, so I'm doing it the easy way, which is a swipe. Oh, you are allowed to charge. So quick. Yeah, phone apps aren't that good. These cards are really good. So this is a ABB charger, and hopefully we should get our 88 starting from 17. Should go up to 88. Don't know what that is. Here it is. Super quiet. Only one car to charger. I'm not used to that. Been a terrible day. Been driving now for 12 hours. And still got 2 hours to go. So what speed are we getting? Oh, there you go. 84 kilowatts, if you can see that. 85. That's the maximum for the Atto 3. Even though this is must be a super fast charger, this one.
Alright, arrived home 10 past 11, left at 8:30 this morning. It was a bit of a long journey this one, but as you can see, I've completed 824 and 13% battery left. So that's the end of the video. I'll do all the calculations and I'll put the numbers that my usage in.
Okay, so this is a better route planner recording at the moment. So here's the all the specifications I've set for my car. I want to get there with the fewest, do my journeys with the fewest amount of stops. So I put short stops, many stops. No, I want few but long stops, and I can go down to 10% state of charge. And I'll just go over here and I'll show you my trip, which is my drives. So that's loaded the drive I did, and so I missed this section here. I don't know what happened. Maybe my Bluetooth was off or something. But anyway, so what we do have is the first stretch is 84 kilometers and a average speed 83 kilometers an hour, and I used 184 watt hours per kilometer. So I just want to give you some idea of how the average usage of the car at around 110 kilometers an hour. I think I was probably doing 105 in this section, but we'll go and have a look. Okay, so this one is shows state of charge. State of charge. Oh, I wonder why it drops like that. Not really sure. Speed. That speed is the purple one over there. So maximum 110. So most of it was 110. Elevation. So yeah, just a bit of the washed out peaks and troughs in the background. That's the elevation. And power. Let's have a look at that. Ah, there you go. So that's the power usage of the car. So in red. So yeah, most of the time you're using around 20 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks is the average. We said 213 watt hours is 21.3 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks if you do the math. Okay, so the next stretch was another 87 kilometers. The next stretch here was actually 160 kilometers and average speed 86, so just a little quicker. And this one went to 213 watt hours per kilometer. And the next stretch was 87 kilometers, average speed 77, and that was 209 watt hours per kilometer. And the next stretch, fastest average speed here, I'm starting to get right up to 110 now, or 115 maybe. So 176 kilometers and average speed 99 kilometers an hour. That's very high. So and that usage is 219 watt hours per kilometer. So you can see the car's averages around 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which means a full battery will get you only 300 kilometers in my car. And because my car's got about 5% battery degradation, so if you have a new car, you'll be getting 315 in these examples. Couldn't recall if there was a headwind or a tailwind, but it was sunny day with the air conditioning running around 30 degrees. So air conditioning probably would have been taking probably 2 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks of that range, unfortunately. Okay, so what do we get on the next stretch? Oh, we'll just have a look at a charge. This Cara one. So this is we're going to the next stretch, which is 191 kilometers and average speed 87, and that was 189 watt hours per kilometer. So you're going to average around 20 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks if you're sitting at 110 on freeways with the air conditioning going. What else did I want to show? We'll have a look at this charge session. So charge. Oops, is it going to let me show it? No. What about car one? Okay, so I did arrive home at 13% battery, which is about where I wanted to be. And just some more plots here. So this was my. You can see the state of charge dropping off nicely, and this is where I got into Sydney and I got into residential areas. So we know that the Atto doesn't use as much power at lower speeds, so I was probably only averaging 70-80 kilometers in this section. That's why it doesn't drop as steeply as the 110 kilometer an hour average, which is quite a slow decline. So we'll see that in the speed, I guess. Yeah, you can see here, that's the end of the freeway, and that's back to residential. And what about power? Yeah, can't really see from that graph. Doesn't really give any trends. So hope you like the features of ABRP, so you can get an idea of what you can get if you're going to use this program.